Oops. I never go live. I always just do this on Zoom and then just put it over. Oh my. I literally can hear myself talking. Like I gotta take my headphones off because I did not expect that. Just had to unplug my headphones because it's like a delayed me talking. And I'm like, what in the whole heck is happening? It was weird. It was really just too weird. Okay, it's just too weird. Okay, so it's been a while since I've been on here and I actually I've been thinking of some stuff, but I just didn't no, I didn't do anything. I haven't done anything. I've been off work and I've just been, what do they call it, in hermit mode. I don't really talk too much to anyone. I haven't been around too many people. I haven't even left my house in like 4 weeks. I'm not even gonna lie. And I'm not depressed. I'm just kind of in my own little version of hermit mode. So, whew, anyhow, so I woke up this morning. Right now, it is Sunday, June 21st, 2026. And I woke up this morning like, mm, I should get on and do this. Now, while I was messing around on my Zoom, I realized that I had set everything up to actually do a live. And so I'm actually trying it out because I'm not really a person who do live, but I'm a big, I do not go back and edit. I'll listen to it to make sure it sounds okay, but I do not edit at all. I'm not there. I'm just not there. So let's get to what it is that I actually woke up like, oh, I gotta say that. So, some time ago, as usual, I had a dream. And in this dream, I saw an equalizer. Now, I don't know how many people who know exactly what an equalizer is, but I did pull it up, so I'm going to read what it says. An equalizer is a tool that adjusts the balance of different frequencies in an audio signal to shape the sound. Okay. Um, I grew up in a house with a DJ. I grew up in a house of a DJ, let's just put it that way. And so I had all of this audio equipment always around me, just everywhere. My mother would be so upset because we had these speakers that were as tall as I was, and I was a tall 8-year-old kid in her living room. And she was just like, this has to go. Some of the speakers were taller than me. This has to go. And she couldn't stand it. The clutter, I'm not even saying it was the clutter. It just wasn't hers. So she didn't want that in her living room. So back to what it is that I was talking about, the equalizer. Now, in the dream, I saw an equalizer, big one, like the kind that you would probably see in a studio, a music studio. And for if you don't know, maybe you've seen a digital equalizer for like your Spotify or excuse me, or something like that. But an equalizer has um, something to turn it on. So in my dream, I saw the universal sign for power on a button, and the button could be pushed on and off. I saw a ton of little levers to be pushed up and down. I saw a whole bunch of knobs that were for various, audio volumes and things like that. Because you can have one thing loud, like maybe you have the voice loud and you have the music further in the background when you're producing music or listening to music, or maybe you don't want to hear the voice and so you turn the voice all the way down and you just want to hear the music. And then, I mean, there's a possibility that each one of those volume knobs could actually be for each different type of musical instrument. Now, I told my children, I've told many people that we are music. We are frequencies. Just like music, we are sounds. We are music. We make music all day, every day, nonstop. We are not just the musical notes. We are the melody. We are the frequency. We are music. So, in this dream, all of the things that were on the equalizer were all turned down. Everything. All the way to the lowest, like off. And then the power was turned off. And I remember after that waking and feeling completely numb. And when I say numb, I mean in every way, always emotionally, physically, mentally. Even the way I spoke was just like blah blah. And told me to be a pretty upbeat, very much lively person. I can be sarcastic. I can be mean if I want to be. Anyone can be mean. Anyone can be sarcastic. Anyone can be nice. It doesn't it doesn't hurt to be those things. You don't have to pay anything. It's free. You can do these things free. Okay? But here's what I'm getting. I know what it is that I can do. The things that I can do. My gifts, my gifts that are personal to me, ones that I have, ones that I was born with, the ones that I was born with, the ones that I accumulated over the learned experience in this, lifetime and other lifetimes and other planes of existence. And so if we have all of these things, we have, and I'm kind of getting off the subject, but if we have all of these lifetimes, past lives, future lives, different planes of different planes of existence, lives on those, and frequencies, why would I not think that we are music? We are a beautiful sound when we want to be. But knowing what I know, and in my head, the learned thing is that that equalizer can shut these things off or they can turn them up. Just like music, just like with music, the equalizer is a device uh, or an app. It could be an app on your phone, like I said. But this is something that we want to actually pay attention to. I was kind of surprised with the fact that the equalizer was even something that I had not thought of when it comes down to energy manipulation. I think that my everything, my angels, my guides, my ancestors, they were trying to show me something that I had never thought of, that I had never actually considered. Are you the one who controls your equalizer? Are you controlling your equalizer, or are you allowing another person to control your equalizer, or another thing, another being to control your equalizer? So let's do a what if. What if, as you got older, they say, oh, your hormones go down. And they tell you that women go into menopause, and men, they, they, menopause bothers me. I refuse to acknowledge it because I just refuse to acknowledge it. That's learned things that you are personally doing to your own body. But that's my opinion, and I'm going to leave it at my opinion. And this is me just talking about things that I see, experience, and so let's just say that it's not a I'm not a doctor telling you what you can and cannot do. I am just speaking my opinions, and these are things that I've noticed from experiences within my own body and with others who have been around me, the things that they have done. Anyway, back to you. Are you the controller of your own equalizer? So, as I was saying, what if, because you were told certain things, your higher self is the one that's in control of your equalizer, and your beliefs are based on what it is that you have learned and what it is that you have chosen to continue to believe as part of your lifetime, your lifestyle. You know, I feel like I'm rambling, but I'm getting to a point. What if your higher self is up there with a huge equalizer, and your higher self is saying, well, you said that when you get to 29 that your hormones should start coming down. So slowly but surely your higher self takes this little lever and starts to pull it down. And all as it's pulling it down, you start experiencing frequency, the frequency of physically losing your amount of hormones. What if all you had to do was tell yourself, no, I would like to keep my hormones at the level of a 22-year-old. And because you do that, that little lever slides back up to what it is your hormones were like at 22 years old. Because remember, like I said in the beginning, we are music. Music is frequency, right? Right? I mean, I know you get me when I say that frequency and is music is a frequency. Music is a vibration. This is something that's scientifically known, that the human body, like music, also has vibrations. I mean, the trees have vibrations, the flowers have vibrations, the birds have vibrations, the water has vibrations. All of this is frequency. So, what if you visualize what's controlling your frequency as an equalizer? What if by being able to control your own equalizer, you can control your anger? Just bring it down. Just pull the little lever down. Now, you don't want to be too passive and you don't want to be too angry. But what if you were like happy medium or somewhere in between the middle of where the lever goes to the bottom? What if? What if your depression is a lever and all you had to do was take control of your equalizer yourself to control your depression instead of your lever being all the way down at the bottom, which would be severe depression? What if you pushed it up? I mean, you don't want to be too happy, do you? Or don't you? What if you pushed it all the way up and everything bounced off your chest like bullets on Superman's chest under the yellow sun? Seriously, this was a dream that I had. And this dream made me think because for a long time, I felt numb. I felt numb. I mean, even sexually, I felt numb. And for those who know, I am abstinent. I have been abstinent for coming up on actually 20 years. I say that I'm abstinent and not celibate because a celibate person is not supposed to even think about sex. And I think about sex every time I write a romance novel, I think about sex. So I won't claim celibacy, but I will claim abstinence because I do not have physical sex with anyone. Oh, I hope that word doesn't get me dinged. Anywho, yeah. So for me to just suddenly not feel anything, now the medical side would be like, oh, excuse me. Oh, because I'm an older female. Oh, you're just going through perimenopause. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Menopause is a term, just like every other medical diagnosis, is a term that was created by people, male people, who decided that this was something that a female's body goes through. Do you know that hot flashes are a signal from your body letting you know that you're actually, as a female, you're actually, hey, you still fertile, you still got the ability to make some baby. We can still make some babies. We can make some big girl. We can make some babies. That's what hot flashes are to me. I would get hot in my 20s. I mean, what older females would consider to be a hot flash. Mostly, I didn't sweat. But I do remember projecting the heat from my body. And it's like I would get on the elevator and someone would get on the elevator behind me. Now, the elevator is cool to me, but I know that I'm going through what would be considered to be a hot flash. I call them power surges, baby. I'm going through a power surge. Okay. And now, remember, I'm in my 20s. And so, and I mean like early to mid 20s. I'm in my 20s. I'm on an elevator and I am going through a power surge. And so the elevator is cool to me. It's not hot. It's actually fairly well um air conditioned. But I would have someone get on after me and they'd be like, they start pulling on their collar, like dabbing their forehead. I'm like, oh, it's so hot in here. And I would have to hold in my laughter because I know that this heat that they're feeling is my body projecting it outward because I sure enough didn't feel overheated. And it's crazy because even now my child will come in my room and be like, "Oh my goodness, it's hot." None of the rest of the house is hot, but it doesn't have to be in my room. It could be in the living room. It could be wherever I'm at. And that child will be like, "Mom, oh my, I'm going back to my room. It is so hot." But I'm like, I don't feel it, and that's a joke in my house. Like that's a whole we just laugh because I don't feel it. I know that I'm going through a power surge, but I don't feel heat, so I'm pushing it out. What if, because a lot of women, when they feel that, it's internal for them. What if that's just another lever? And instead of you feeling the heat within the power surge within, what if you could just visualize your equalizer and push it up so that it is going out? What if? It's just a visualization. It doesn't hurt you to try it. It, I mean, quite honestly, a lot of people don't understand the control that they have over their own body and they suffer. They suffer from various ailments. What if I'm giving you the ability to do so? And for those of you who are like my mother, who says, "Well, I don't have a good imagination." And I'm like, "You can't visualize?" And she's like, "Well, but she can visualize those romance novels. She can visualize what that guy looked like. She can visualize what those people are doing. It may not be perfectly clear, but she can, oh, excuse me, she can visualize it." But she was like, "Oh, people, stop telling yourself that you can't do this and you can't do that. Because out there in the universe, there is a version of you that's above all, that's one right there with Source, who is taking notes on all of the things that you swear you can't do." I mean, I have noticed in the past 7 years now, I am to the point where if I think it, I literally feel the energy come off me to go and make this happen. The problem is that it used to be for me that if I said something negative, I had to say it a lot for a long period of time where I could say one thing positive and the positivity happens immediately. That is love. That is self-love. This positive thought that you are having about yourself. But self-doubt is a whole mofo. Okay? Self-doubt is a whole mofo. So a whole second, maybe a microsecond of self-doubt, I might feel that energy coming up like, oh, well, you can't do this, huh? Yes, I can. I didn't say I couldn't do it. You didn't even give me a chance. Oh, self-doubt. No, we're just going to take this good thing that could have been coming your way. And no, 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 wait, let me get to my equalizer. Self-doubt. We're going to push that all the way down. Self, no, no self-doubt. No, there's no fear. No. I'm pulling that all the way down. Oh, no. Oh, let's push that one all the way. Oh, oh, the pumpkin. Oh no, that's going to have to go. That needs to be up with love. No, I'm no depression because the opposite of love is hate. And somewhere in there, once you stop being able to feel hate, y- you self-internalizing now. That hate is projected on yourself, and that is one form of having depression. So, like I said, back to the equalizer. What if? What if? I mean, really and truly and seriously, it doesn't hurt to try it. Stop saying that you can't do this and you can't do that. Stop telling yourself that you can't visualize because a lot of things happen with simple visualization. A lot of things happen. I had to basically explain to myself and my ancestors and my guides that I actually have always visualized the consequences of, let's say, driving too fast. I used to live in this place where you went down this street and the street had a blind turn. And it's not that it came out of nowhere. It's just that if you did not slow down to at the very least the speed limit, you could go in a ditch because your car wasn't able to turn fast enough to actually stay in your lane. You could actually have a accident. And I'm sure that over years and years and years, there have been plenty of accidents there. There have been plenty of people who drove into the ditch, okay, because they were driving too fast and they did not do what it is that they were supposed to do. But, it is what it is. I would visualize, or actually, I would see. I'm not going to say I would visualize because I did it so much. It was like, if you don't slow down, you're going to go in a ditch. So it was like a visualization of me not slowing down and going in a ditch. So I would automatically slow down because who want to be in a ditch? My car was pretty. Pretty cars shouldn't be in ditches because they don't be pretty anymore. They're not pretty anymore after that big ass dent getting inside of your car because you just rolled in a daggone ditch. So, yeah. Are you are you in control of your equalizer or are you allowing someone else to control your equalizer? Are you the one who is physically moving it or are you allowing the universe to move your knobs, your levers up and down and back and forth, and controlling how heightened you are or not, how intense your frequency is or not. I mean, let's be real. Are you in control of your own frequency? It's yours. It's yours. You are not a tree. You are not the water. You are a person who has the ability to think about what you want and what you don't want. You are not just programmed to grow and produce oxygen and at night take in carbon monoxide. You are not a tree or a plant. You are a person. You're a people. You have the ability to think. Do you want that? Is that something that you want? Do you want something or someone else to be able to automatically push your buttons for you? Raise your lever and lower it for you? I would think not. I would think not. I think that if someone said, okay, this right here, they said, they took you in a room and said, this right here, this one right here, this one is yours. This is the one that controls you. And you're looking around this room and you see millions upon millions, maybe billions upon billions of equalizers, all different sizes. And hey, you may be so complex, which means you're not a little baby. You a whole adult, okay? Or a whole, at least a teenager, and you may be so complex that yours is is like 8 feet long with hundreds of levers, good hundred or so of buttons and hundreds of knobs, and each individual one, because you're complex now. You're past happy, sad, uh, love, hate, uh, uh, the basics of just your emotions. You're past that. You're past constipated runs. You're past that. Okay? What if all of these things were controlled on this equalizer? All of these bodily functions, all of these emotions. What if your equalizer is your fountain of youth? What if? Would you go and claim your equalizer then and be in control of your equalizer then? Because what if it's not even called an equalizer? That's just what it is that we call it for music. What if that's not even what it's called? But we can recognize it. What if it doesn't necessarily look like the traditional equalizer? But the equalizer is what it is that we know. The equalizer is something that we understand. This is easy. These are your frequencies. And you are not willing to project the frequency of yourself constipated. Again, I ask you, are you in control of your equalizer? Don't ever let anyone else be in control of your equalizer if you're not a little child. You get to a certain age and your parents should no longer be in control of your equalizer. So if your parents shouldn't be in control of your equalizer, life shouldn't just be life and without you being able to say, oh, let me push that up. to the happy feelings, the happy vibes. I want excite excited music. I want happy music. I want my drums to be drumming so daggone hard and so energetically pleasing for me. I want when somebody go past and they hear the music that I'm projecting, their head starts bobbing like, damn, I'm gonna be, damn, yo, you up feeling you? You feeling me? You feeling me? Is you know how you're little and your elders used to tell you, baby, misery loves company. So you feeling you feeling them too. Don't let that person hand slide over on your equalizer. It slide you down so y'all match. No, no, baby. No. All right, I'm gonna go. Cause I'm not used to doing lives, and I don't have a whole bunch of people that follow me. Maybe at some point that'll be that. I'm not gonna say maybe. I'm gonna say at some point I know. I just felt something come off me. At some point I know that I'm gonna have a whole bunch of people following me, and you know I'll probably do not just YouTube. I'll have another platform that people follow me on. But this right here, this was something I felt like it was important. And I feel like I ramble on a lot. But you know what? If I don't get what it is that I have to say out, tell me you didn't understand it. Say something to me in the chats. Let me know. What are you talking about? Because I'm a talker when I want to be. I'm a writer all the time. You hit me up in them chats and tell me I don't understand what you're saying. And I might say something that is like, wow, I didn't get that from what it is that you were talking about. Because my mind goes to that. I'm a person whose mind, I was going to say 1,000 different things all at one time. But I'm a person whose mind just go all over the place. And I think at the very least 5 steps ahead of what it is that I'm currently doing. Always, always. It just is what it is. And I don't like visualizing my equalizer, and it's not the way that I last saw it or left it. I've gone through quite a few things in the past 7 years that had me like, what in the world? What is happening? Where are my guides? Where are my peeps? Why are they allowing these things to happen to me on a spiritual level that is affecting my physical? And then I realized they let me know a while ago. You are now in control, baby, of your equalizer. You. You want it, you get it. All right, peeps. I'm gonna go now. I gotta figure out how to close this bad boy out because I sure enough don't know how. I don't know how. I'm like, okay, I'm on a live. Let's see what's happening here. It's saying I'm on live on a YouTube. Okay. But yeah, get so I'm gonna just head in and see if that works. If it don't, you gonna still with me.